to another FiddleHed fiddle lesson. Going to do the raised third finger. I'm going to show you how to play that. I'm going to show you how to play an A major scale, but the lower octave of it. And then once you get that, I'm going to give you a few simple tunes that you probably already know to practice it. So, I recommend starting, by the way, this is more of an intermediate fingering. If you're a beginner, you may want to hold off on this. Okay, so play an A major scale to start with, a very basic, starting on the open A string. Okay, good. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to play the lower octave of that. We're going to start first on G, then second, and now instead of third, where you're normally used to it, we're going to push it up a little bit. So this is where it would normally be, and we're going to play it about there. Alright, so this is normal third, and that's called C sharp. Alright, so listen to it. Up to open D. And then go backwards from there. That's really the central thing in the lesson that we just did. If you can do that really well, then the rest of the lesson falls into place from there. So let's cycle that together. Okay, good. And now we're going to do the same exact thing starting on the D string. First finger on D. Raise third. And again. So now we put both those half scales together to make the lower octave of the A major scale. So two bows starting on first finger, 3 and 4 and. Very good. You could just practice that a ton. It'll open up a lot more possibilities, more tunes you can play. The next step is, once you get that, you can play a 2-octave scale, which would be. Alright, you just mash the two scales together. Practice that with rhythms like hoedown, triplets, and then bowing patterns like slur 2, separate 2. And so on. Alright, very cool, very cool. So now I'm just going to give you some simple tunes you can use to practice this. And it's tunes that I've already taught, and if you haven't learned them already, like simple things you can start with, like Twinkle Little Star. You know, basic tune, but we can recycle it. All the tunes you know can be recycled to learn a new key or a new scale. So we can start to do Twinkle Little Star. We start 1 on A to 1 on D. Alright, and now we start open D, high 3, 2. So if you can get that much, you can get all of Twinkle Little Star. Let's do that again slow. 3 and 4 and. Next part would start first on D. There it is. Any tune you can think, like nursery rhymes, simple things, try to play it in this new key. It might be hard to figure it out, so I'm going to give you another one. And by the way, I'll have, for Twinkle Little Star, I'll have left-hand fingerings, just in case it was confusing what I just did. I'll have left-hand fingerings in the comments field below. Now we'll do a slightly more involved tune. We'll do O Susanna, which I've also taught. If you don't know the basic version in D that I have up, you should know that. Play that first. But anyway, to do O Susanna in A, you'd start on first on G, which is an A note. First 3 notes of the scale. Then we skip up to first on D. Okay, I'm going to finish the phrase. If you can do that much, you can do probably over 3/4 of the tune. That's the first quarter. Second quarter, very similar. So apologies, I'm not going to go too much into the tune. I'm going to show you the third quarter, but I'm not going to do it real step by step, note by note like I normally do, because I'm assuming you already know the tune and you can play it, and I'm just helping you translate it to this new fingering, this new key. And so the third quarter starts on open D. I'm going to do that once more. Good, okay. I'm now going to just play the whole tune, O Susanna, in A, very slowly, about like that, and you can play it long and practice it. 1, 2, 3, and... Good. Some other suggested tunes would be Cash Jig in A. What else? I think that's a good start. Any kind of nursery rhymes, anything simple, just to test it out and try to play it. Anyway, that's raised third finger. I hope that was useful. Let me know. Let me know if you have any lesson requests. And that's it. Take care. Bye.
Thanks for watching the video. Love you. Excellent.